Matt Majinski here with Ekpe Udoh for a CBB Review pregame special. Udoh played one season with Baylor Basketball, averaging 14 points, 10 rebounds, and nearly 4 blocks a game. And he earned many awards like an Honorable All-American and Big 12 Newcomer of the Year. He was drafted 6th overall in 2010 by the Golden State Warriors, but before his time at Baylor, he started at Michigan. So, Ekpe, I kind of wanted to start with, why did you decide to transfer to the Bears?
Just wasn't the right fit for that year. After my freshman year, Tommy Amaker was fired, and then John Beeline came in. We struggled that year, and just decided it'd be best if I was able to transfer somewhere closer to home.
But then obviously, this is all about Baylor basketball. And you told me, over our text on Instagram that you're really excited about this game. So, what would you like to say about the Baylor fan base when you were there for that 1 year?
Man, I've been looking forward to this game since it was announced, but back in September or so. People really didn't know what the season would look like, but just to have that game on the schedule is very big, just to show where Baylor has come from. Now, one versus two matchup versus Gonzaga, but the fans were amazing. Really took it to another level. The year that I played and with that team and making it to the Elite Eight, having our game in Houston, they really came with it, and they've been supportive all the way through and through.
You kind of mentioned there how Baylor's really, brought it up a level. And, that year, still Scott Drew's best overall year as a record, 28-8. How has he been able to build that program?
Man, he got it from pretty much the ashes, the dirt, and he's been building it brick by brick. He's done a wonderful job, and it's only right, man. It's only right that he's able to get to this point. I think this year's team will shatter our record and compete for that national championship.
Obviously, that team had a lot of special players. You were just one really key player on that team. What was special about that team as a whole?
Well, for us, we ran a lot of zones, so we had a lot of length with myself, Josh Lomers, Anthony Jones, Quincy Acey. So that back line was tough. Like you said, I was blocking shots, still am to this day. And then we had quick guards up front with, Tweedy, Carter, A.J. Walton, like Darius Dunn, and we were able to put it all together.
I'm up in Syracuse right now. Got to know a little bit about the zone, so I guess I'll focus on that for a little bit. What's the key to recruiting to a zone? Because you see that Scott Drew now kind of going to that zone full time, and it looks like it's really paying off.
Well, yeah, so length and athleticism. But with the core of guards he has now, and, Mark Vital at the 4, he can switch everything, and they really pressure the opponents every time down, with Davion Mitchell, Jared Butler, Maceo, Mark Vital, like I said, they're able to really put pressure on opponents.
Obviously, I bet, it wasn't like you were any slouch at Michigan, but at Baylor, you clearly popped off. How did Scott Drew really elevate your game?
Well, I think it was during off, where, due to NCAA rules, after transferring, you had to sit a year out back then. But being able to compete in high-level practices, because the team that was there while I was sitting out, they were high-level guys as well. And then getting to work in the gym with Coach Driscoll, who's now coach at North Florida, Coach Tang, Coach Mills, who's at ORU. I think that was able to, for me to elevate my game and get to that point to where, when I was able to play, we could show out.
Baylor, obviously, as we've mentioned, a program that's really turned itself around, but it's still not a program that's recruiting 5-star players. They'll get really good 3- and 4-star guys. So how do you think, Coach Drew is really able to have these winning teams year after year when he's not getting the best of the best?
Well, he's getting his guys. He's definitely getting his kind of guys. And then the development staff, they do a really good job with Coach. I don't know all the names, but I definitely know Coach Tang. I know he's still up there going wild, doing a great job with the players. Coach Billy Peterson, I was with him with the Milwaukee Bucks. He's a high level player development. So, and the rest of the assistant coaches. So they put together a really good staff, and then when you get in there, you get better, and it shows.
For someone that, might not know a lot about Baylor coming into this game, could you give maybe a little quick scouting report on what to expect from this team against Gonzaga?
Well, this will be a great matchup, and Giants. This is a matchup for Giants. For Baylor, we have 4 tough guards that pressure the whole game, and Mark Vital, he's going to be a dog on the defensive end as well. So we will pressure, and we'll be able to get out and transition and try to get easy baskets. If you watch the last game versus Illinois, it was a close game until I don't know what type of run it was, but we went up real quick. But for us, I think we'll have to be able to rebound, have to slow down their big guy. I think his name is Tim, and then just compete. I don't know if Jalen Suggs is going to play, but picking them up full court will definitely slow them down. And we got to rebound.
Obviously, Baylor, against Illinois, a team that through those first couple games, they're putting up 90 points almost every game. Baylor really slows them down, but there's something to say about that. Kofi Coburn and Ayo Dosunmu, obviously still 2 young guys. Gonzaga's kind of a team that is built on a lot of experience. So, how do you think Scott Drew will game plan around that, knowing that the Zags might not fall to the pressure as much as a younger team?
Well, I'm a big fan of Ayo and his growth in these couple of years. I've said it, he's probably my favorite point guard in the country. I really do enjoy watching him. But for this game, I think it's the same. Even though they might have some veterans on this team, it's just going to pick up full court, and we're going to hound you. 40 minutes. The bench is going to be yelling the whole time, and it's going to wear on you. And then we're going to come down on the offensive end and execute. Okay, we have a 6-man and Mr. Flagler that has really come along and really played well. So they're going to have to guard us. I don't know if they can guard us at the same level in intensity, but we'll see.
And we talked about the game a little bit, but I can't let you go without a score prediction. So Ekpe, who's winning this game, and give me a score?
Oh, I'm all the way Baylor with it. We need that number 1 spot. So I would say it'll be 73-65 Baylor.
73-65. I'll hold you to that.
Thank you. Who you got in this matchup?
You don't want to hear it. I have the Zags. I'll go by about 4 or 5, but we got to have a little friendly banter there anyway. So
okay,
I'll go Gonzaga 78-73.
Got you. I look forward to it.
Yeah. And thank you for your time, Ekpe, again.
Thank you. Peace.